he repeated what he said in Jackson Hole, essentially. They're focused only on prices. Now, they have a dual mandate, employment and prices. Frankly, I'm happier that they're focused on more of a price rule, so that's good. But I think the reason for the pivot is going to be a massive amount of deflation in the system. It's already here. If you look at commodity prices, the gold price, for example, it actually peaked in August of 2020, and it's at the lower end of a 2-year range, while copper has broken down, oil is breaking down, lumber has crashed, iron ore as well. Freight rates out there are suggesting that the supply chains are loosening up quite significantly. The rates are coming down. So we've got deflation in the system. And the way I describe what's going on right now, I was in my early days in my career in the early 80s when Volcker was taking a sledgehammer to inflation because it was embedded in the system after 15 years of profligate spending, Vietnam War, Great Society, and then going off the gold exchange standard. A sledgehammer, that's what he needed. That is what I believe Chairman Powell thinks he needs. And we just don't think that's true because we see so much deflation. And then one more thing. We also see a massive inventory overhang around the world. You've got Europe in recession, China in recession, effectively. And here in the United States, retailers are bulging with inventories, which will have to be cleared with discounts. So we think we're going to see some major downside surprises in inflation during the next 3 to 6 months. The Fed is looking at the PCE deflator, which peaked in February at 5.3%. It's down to 4.6%. And we believe we've already seen some negative numbers. Nobody believes them. We do. And we believe we're going to see some more negative numbers during the next 3 to 6 months. So wouldn't be surprised to see it well down into the threes in the next 3 to 6 months, if not into that 2 handle. And I think if we get enough sequential declines, that the Fed will change its tune quite dramatically. I think that the Fed will be looking at the sequential numbers, many of which will be negative. And that will encourage them. Even if we don't have that 2 handle, we're in the threes and we're coming down quickly, I think they'll change their tune and perhaps they will take interest rates up 75 basis points this time, but the next time 25 to 50 basis points, and then following that, we shall see. Well, we think profits are going to be under tremendous pressure. And until some of these cost declines make it through and inventories are cleared. Now, we do not think this will be anything like 08, 09, which I know many people fear. We think it's much more of an inventory recession and a drag from the rest of the world, Europe being crushed by energy prices, China being or readjusting to quote unquote common prosperity. So I think it'll be more of an inventory recession. And, there's been a lot of denial that we are in recession. We think we are. We think it's an inventory recession and that we'll be coming out next year, whereas many people, forecasters are saying we'll be going in next year. So I actually think the market will be looking up as we're exiting this year.